on the 3rd floor. I know it very well. Father and I take a trip to Cooperstown each year. It's become a bit of a tradition, and now I know the Hall of Fame Museum like the back of my hand.
People thought it was silly back then, but look at me now. I'm a baseball announcer with a comedic flair. Imagine that kind of inspiration. Snyder rips it to the gap in right center. He's going to hold up with a base hit. North Broward's got one on the base pass. Looks like Zeke Parrots is going to be the courtesy runner for Snyder as he is the pitcher.
Good for Snyder, helping himself out, down 3-1, but he gets the base hit, puts North Broward in a position where they could do some damage. Very nicely done from Snyder.
Ty Marsh certainly no stranger to doing damage, batting .367 with 8 RBIs on the year.
Grounded out to second base in his first time out. But let's see what he can do with a runner on first.
Here comes Fernandez. Lines.
Oh, it's fair ball. That's a fair ball.
It's foul. It's fair. I don't know the best vantage point, but now there's going to be runners on second and third. Marsh has himself a double. You want to talk about dangerous? Put Marsh at the plate.
Well, this changes things completely. Sam was 3-0 in the top of the first, and now all of a sudden the tying run is in scoring position.
You know, that's the one downside of the positioning of the broadcast booth here on the left side of home plate is that we get a good view for a lot of things. It gets to be nice and close to the action, but unfortunately it means we don't have a very good view of left field.
Well, yeah, great view of just about everything, and as always, we want to thank the fantastic North Broward Athletic Department, headed by Mike Ostrowski. Everybody there does a fantastic job, and they help us out in doing what we love, and they do a great job of it. But that is, as you mentioned, the one thing about this vantage point. Down that left field line can get a bit tricky.
Off the chest protector and away from the catcher, but no one runs. Got lucky that the ball bounced towards third base. Can't exactly run on that kind of hop.
And with the runner on third, the courtesy runner, Perez, keep in mind that backstop plays extraordinarily fast. It is cement.
I still keep thinking they got to paint it or something. It's just bare concrete or cement, whatever you want to say.
We'll put a suggestion box up for painting ideas.
We should have a suggestion box. That one's low. 2-0 now.
Well, the broadcast has a suggestion box. It's called Twitter.
It's true. You can tweet us at @StuckInSam'sHead or @BenCurtisNBPS. Tell us what we should be doing, what we're doing well, what we're not.
You could also tell us the answer to the trivia question because nobody has yet. Oh, no, I stand corrected. We've got one answer, and it is correct. I won't say what it is yet.
Of course, you could just tweet us because you want to talk to us. We appreciate that. That one is another ball. 3-0 now, and Fernandez finds himself in trouble.
We'll reveal the answer to the correct answer to the trivia question at the top of the 4th inning, and then we will also reveal the second question having to do with women in baseball.
So now Fernandez takes his time getting set up. Fires from the stretch. And it's low. Edwards walks, and the bases are loaded for Goberville.
Stepping into the box, number 24, Zach Goberville.
Well, Goberville struggled in the past couple games, but yesterday, when the time was right, he hit a baseball about as far as I have seen any North Broward Eagle hit one this year, as it hit about 2/3 of the way up the right field fence.
Probably about 360 feet, especially in high school. That's no easy feat. Goberville hitting .432, which leads the team. 1 home run, 12 RBIs, which is second, and 2 stolen bases, which is also second.
Goberville doesn't have the best speed on the team, though.
Big swing and a miss. 0-1. I think Goberville's thinking exactly what we are, which is do the same thing you did last night.
Well, he doesn't have to. All he has to do is do what I mentioned for the St. Brendan player earlier, which is elevate the ball, get it in the air. This kid has enough power that it will find a gap somewhere or it will go over an outfielder's head, but he has to make sure he doesn't ground the ball.
Well, that's why you're an analyst and I'm not. 1-1 now to Goby. Moon is very prominent tonight.
I think we're almost at a full moon.
Almost a full moon. Werewolf jokes are a little cliche, though.
Thank you. Have to imagine Fernandez is going to keep this in the bottom part of the zone, looking for a double play to get out of the inning.
Off the catcher's helmet. Scrambles forward, so does the pitcher, but no one's going to go anywhere.
Well, with one out and the bases loaded and the meat of the order coming up, certainly not something you want to see North Broward do, which is take an unnecessary risk. So it's smart of Pretz to hold up there, in my opinion.
Well, the question is it really unnecessary? North Broward still is down by 2 runs.
Well, they have the bases loaded, 3, 4, 5, part of the order. Remember, only in the 3rd inning. If North Broward can hit like this, then they're going to be competitive in this game.
Groverville gets back into the box. Fernandez sets up. Fernandez fires. And that's hit into the cap. Parents is going to score. Another runner being waved around, decides against it, goes back to 3rd. A little bit of hesitation, probably for the best. I think he would have been thrown out, but still, bases are still loaded. Still only 1 out, and now Clyott will step up, and it's 3-2.
But
there's going to be a mound visit on the field right now.
Well, I think Ty Marsh hesitated a bit as he was rounding 3rd. Uncharacteristic from usually somebody who is a very, very strong base runner in Marsh. But the bases are still loaded for Logan Clyott with 1 out. Certainly no reason to panic for North Broward, Brett.
Clyott, of course, a dangerous hitter on his own, batting .388, 13 RBIs. Would lead most other teams, not North Broward, though. A lot of depth to this roster. Surprising amount of depth. Ben Curtis is going to go ahead and adjust the camera and our table while he's at it. So stick with us, folks, as Clyde gets back into the box. Now we're going to have to move everything back. You slid the table.
I did, unfortunately.
Like a foot.
There we go. I hope that made it at least a little bit better.
We'll have to mess with it in between innings at some point.
If you think it's better or if you think it's worse, you can tweet us.
Go ahead, tweet us at Stuck in Sam's Head, at Ben Curtis NVPS. Takes a big swing and miss.
It's become a bit of a running joke, but we actually do very much value your opinion.
We really do. We love hearing from you guys. Makes our nights. In the dirt away from the catcher, but picks it up just in time to look the runners back.
And that's exactly why Jose Gonzalez is in this game. We mentioned when he was up at bat, not the stellar offensive numbers, but it's his ability to block baseballs like that saves runs.
The bases are loaded with a 1-1 count, 1 out, 31 at bat.
And with the speed of Marsh, that may have, well, just preserved the lead that stopped from Gonzalez.
A chopper to the 3rd base. Picks it up. He's going to go to 1st, and it gets away! 2 runs are going to score. Clyde will stop at 2nd. And now North Broward has taken the lead 4-3. It's a whole new ball game.
Nobody. Number 11, Dylan Okozeli.
So on the error by the first baseman, Andres Ferrero, North Broward is now on top.
I actually attributed it to a throwing error to the 3rd baseman, Castillo.
Well, they were both involved in it. Of course, very difficult to throw on the run like that. Ask almost any coach, they'll tell you, plant your feet.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Sam? Runners on base, especially in scoring position, less than 2 outs, still in Ogozelli territory.
This is where he excels. I can't think of anyone we've come across in high school baseball more competent at the sacrifice fly than Dylan Ogozelli.
Situational hitting, and it's what wins baseball games. 191 batting average, but 9 RBIs.
1-1 now. Manager Brian Campbell is a tactician, no doubt about it. Here comes Fernandez. Looking for one, but hits it right to McBean. on deck.
Always.
Excellent one-handed grab with the bat still in his
Always
hand.
got to be alert when you're on that on-deck circle, Sam. Even when you're on the side where you would think you'd be hit.
I just want to give more props to his fielding ability there.
Something neither you nor I have.
That's why we're broadcasters. Makes contact to the shortstop, playing shallow. Goes home and gets away from the catcher. He's safe. Runners on first and second now. And North Broward's leading 5-3. Gilbertville scores successfully as the catcher, Gonzalez, could not come up with it. Well, it looks like the manager is going to come out, or at least talk with the umpire. Not entirely sure what's going on here. Might as well announce the next batter.
No betting. Number 2, Chase McBean.
I think part of that was to make sure that Jose Gonzalez, the catcher, is all right. It does appear as though he is. He's going to remain in the game at least.
Now McBean will step up to the plate. 1 out, runners on first and second. And you want to talk about Gonzalez territory last time. This is McBean's territory right here.
16 RBIs, Sam leads the team.
Fernandez looks at the runner. Big swing and a miss. 0-1.
McBean had 2 RBIs in that win over Cardinal Gibbons. And as I read off the standings, I mentioned just how crucial it was.
McBean gets back in it. Fernandez decides against it, looks the runner back. Count still 0-1. There's a pitch. And that's low, 1-1. McBean has shown a very good batter's eye this season.
And that's been a big part of his success. Make pitchers throw you the pitches that you want to see, and the only way that you can do that is by taking the pitcher's pitches.
So now Fernandez sets back up. That's low in the dirt. 2-1 now.
Both teams.
Is it just me, or do you hear an ice cream truck?
There was definitely an ice cream
There's an ice cream
passing.
truck somewhere around here.
Both teams throwing out their aces last time out. Kevin Martin was on the bump for the Sabres last time. Raul Kennard for the Eagles. So interesting to see how both teams operate, knowing that their aces will not be available tonight.
You want to take the top of the 4th as well, so I can go and look into getting us some ice cream?
I am totally down for that.
3-1 now.
100%.
Not sure why you want some ice cream. It is quite cold outside, actually.
That's a very relative term, Sam. I know many people
I'm wearing
in
a
the
short
north.
sleeve
I
shirt.
know, as am I. I know very many people in the Northeast who would absolutely love to be here right now.
No, that's true. Me, a year ago, back when I was in Syracuse, I would have loved to have this kind of weather, but at the same time, it's April in Florida, and McBean pops it up. Plummets to the ground like the temperature, and that's an out.
No betting. Number 12, Raul Kennard.
In actuality, though, I might actually let you take part of the top of the 4th so I can grab my coat from my car.
Absolutely, go for it. All 9 batters up for North Broward in this inning. Blake Houston started it, and he is on deck once again. See if North Broward can bat around in this very successful bottom of the 3rd. They've come back and made a 3-1 deficit, a 5-3 lead.
Fernandez looks at the runner. Fires to Kennard, and he makes good contact into shallow left field. That's going to drop. Waved around, but he stumbled. Campbell not happy about it, but here comes Houston. The bases are loaded for him with 2 outs.
Well, it's a good recovery from Dylan Calero after he initially bobbled the ball in left field to be able to get a strong throw in and pick it up immediately after he almost cost the Sabres another run.
No, Houston will step up. He's batting .333.